Hey, y'all. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in this country. Hey, we got a job, a crime to solve, okay? All right, y'all. Y'all, come on, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Now, this here crime here is going to shock you all. I'm not going to give it away. I'm just going to kind of solve it my way, okay? You know how I do crime. Okay, this crime here, they hear the people that did this to this young lady. This for educational only, because the reason why I said it is because this young lady survived long enough to solve her own crime, mainly, right? So we're gonna listen to this interrogation. This young lady, young girl, was attacked by three. She was attacked by three other girls inside somebody else's house. Okay, in one of the suspects' house. Okay, but what they did to this girl, they thought they got away with murder, but now they looking crazy. Now it's amazing how she, with the degrees of burnt she received, she told what they did to her. So they listen to this. It's gonna be confusing, okay? This is Audreanna Zimmerman's story.
She bust, so like somebody probably set the cone for or something. I don't know. She just come out of the woods to my house.
That's the worst one I've seen. I couldn't believe she was still conscious and alert
Okay.
with the amount of burn she had. What did she do that was so awful that she would die a torturous death like this? That's what we want to know. I have nothing to do with nothing. I'm afraid of nothing. I'm afraid I would never hurt her.
On March
Mm.
24th, 2010, a man named Terrence sat outside his home in Pensacola, Florida, enjoying the fresh night air. By all accounts, it was a perfect spring night. That is, until a faint voice rang out from the forest surrounding his home. At first, Terrence couldn't make out what the voice was saying, and then it came again. A panicked and pained moan. It was a woman calling out for help. Terrence couldn't have had the slightest idea of the gruesome crime that had just been committed against this woman. A crime so brutal that you may have trouble believing it. I can't imagine this cheap vacuum cleaner being manufactured to this
Need
extent.
the commercial.
Using a brushless motor.
I just don't understand this. This I just don't. I'm trying to freak. I'm freaking out because hold on, y'all. I just don't understand how she blessed. Cause I don't understand how she got out of this. I don't know when they said burns, how much burns she had on her. I just, it's just, let's listen, y'all.
We're on scene. The fire saying that the patient, she's got second-degree burns over 100% of her body, but she's saying that there was no vehicle involved, that people dragged her out of her house and set her on fire.
At first, through the forest, shrouded in shadows, Terrence couldn't make out the woman calling for help. Moments later, when he finally could, he was horrified. A 19-year-old woman, Audreanna Zimmerman, slowly stumbled toward him out of the darkness. Burns coated every inch of her skin, so severe that he couldn't make out the color of her skin or whether she was wearing any clothes at all. Terrence called 911 while Audreanna sought refuge on his porch.
911. What's going on out there? Somebody put her this lady on fire right now. She what? She burnt all up. You gotta. She burnt? She burnt. So like somebody probably set the cone for or something. I don't know. She just come out of the woods to my house.
As they waited for EMS to arrive, Terrence noted that Audreanna smelled heavily of gasoline, and there was a severe injury on her head in addition to the burns. Whatever she had endured had left her barely clinging to life. By 9:24 p.m., an EMT arrived at the scene to find Audreanna safe.
Okay, y'all, hold up. Now, Y'all just hear what they said. Okay, what happened was, now I ain't gonna tell you what happened. Okay, this girl she is blessed. Her friend, I don't know, this is what Audreanna said, that some girls took her in the woods and did this to her. She was in a certain, degree of burns, and she was burnt, y'all. But they thought they left her unalive. But I guess it's a question that I can't, I'm questioning God. That's he works in a mysterious way. She went over to, she came out the wood and went to this man's house right here, and he couldn't. If looking at something like that, Adriana burnt out up. She was sitting on this man's porch, and the thing is this: she survived to tell the police who did it to her before she died, y'all. And we gonna hear the interrogation in a minute. I don't even know how I got here. Well, let's listen.
Porch with her arms outstretched, rocking back and forth to soothe her pain. The extent of her burns meant that the EMT on the scene couldn't offer her much medical assistance. Even for a seasoned EMT, the sight was deeply disturbing.
She was kind of moaning. She was just in a sitting position, and the way she was looking was it hurt to move anyway. So she was kind of in whatever position she was most comfortable. It was in a sitting with her arms stuck straight out. She was moaning, and it was hard to understand her due to her jaw. Her jaw was very deformed and stuck out. So she kept, mumbling, help me," and I told her, "I'll try to help you. You just got to stay there, try not to move for me." Really, with a burn victim like that, there's nothing much we can do until EMS gets there.
And your training experience when you saw her, what was your first thought?
That's the worst one I've seen. I couldn't believe she was still conscious and alert with the amount of burns.
Y'all hear that? With the degree of burns that this young lady had, it was just God with her. He never seen nothing like that. But she's still in her right of mind to tell what happened to her. Now, if you can survive burns, you can survive if you know what to do. But this lady right here was a strong woman. She a strong woman, and I hate this happened to her. But I just can't get the interrogation was just like, Jesus. Did you want to think that people that this would happen, to a human? Jesus. But listen, I'm not gonna give the story away, but I have to break it down a little bit. Okay. Hold on, God. Let me calm down, cause I don't even know how I got here. I was just looking at YouTube and I ran into a story, and I said, "How I get here?" But I like to solve crime, so let's get to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you feel her condition was grave?
Yes, sir.
Just from your experience and seeing what you've seen?
Yes, sir. Just from seeing that, plus the head trauma, the amount of head trauma she had to her face, I would not have expected her to make it through the night. She kept telling me I'm about to pass out. I'm about to pass out. So I told her try to stay awake for me, and I wanted to get the info of the suspect.
Ain't that girl smart? Get the information for her while she's talking. She said, I'm about to pass out. I'm about to pass out. This girl right here is, boy.
Or she passed out.
Fearing that she would never wake up if she passed out, the EMT dug for all the information that he could about what happened to her. She managed to tell him that she'd been taken from her house, tased, beaten with a crowbar, and then set on fire.
Golly.
Paramedic supervisor tended to Audrey.
This girl survived this. Good morning, Isaac. Hey, do you hear this? She survived the worst beating, set on fire, and God did this. Wow. Mm, mm, mm. And she had kids, I think. I don't know why. How?
Audreanna's wounds as much as they were able to. In their interview with the police, they disclosed heart-wrenching details of the ride to the hospital.
I told her to keep fighting. And she kept saying over and over again, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? And I told her I was going to try. And she said, just tell me I'm going to wake up and see my babies. I got to talking to her, and I told her that I was probably going to be the last person she talked to for a while, and that in order to catch the people that did this to her.
She got children. A blessing. This is a blessing, y'all. On a Sunday morning, she survived long enough to tell her story. And watch this.
Her tell me if she knew who it was, and I asked her why they did it to her, and she said, I thought we'd made up.
Without being able to give more details about the horror she had endured, Audreanna was given morphine for her pain and fell into a coma. Investigators were desperate to find the perpetrators behind such a heinous crime. It wasn't long before they inferred that wading through all the convolution and getting to the heart of the horrific incident was going to be anything but clear-cut. This is Cypress Trail Mobile Home Park, where 19-year-old Audreanna had only lived for a few months before the horrific incident took place. Audreanna moved to Florida with her children from her hometown of Lubbock, Texas. Her family, who lovingly nicknamed her Augie, missed her from the moment she left for the Sunshine State. She was a loving, dedicated mother to her two children, and her final words before she fell into a coma confirmed this. En route to the hospital, barely clinging to life, she repeatedly asked the medical professionals to take care of her children and check on them since they were home alone. Mere hours after Audreanna was taken to the hospital, law enforcement arrived at the trailer park. They knocked on Tina Brown's door at lot number 3 of the trailer park.
Now look, she's a mess. She thought she got away. And the lie she gonna sit there and tell y'all is crazy. The girl ain't but 16. And she got a daughter. Why would they I just heard Audreanna just told the police that y'all smash the like button for me, okay? At least give me these 5. Audreanna said that she thought her daughter and her had made up, but they didn't. But you the mama. You the mother. I ain't gonna say mother, you the mama. Well, both of them is mother, because we call mamas mama sometime when we want stuff. This lady lived with her 16-year-old daughter. Listen to the lies she set up there in tears, not knowing that Audreanna told her own story.
Where she lived with her 16-year-old daughter, Brittany Miller. Then they knocked repeatedly at lot number 1, where Heather Lee resided with her husband, Darren Lee. For nearly an hour, no one responded, until finally, after incessant knocking, Heather answered. She, Darren, and Tina had been holed up inside their home the entire time. By then, the police had plenty of questions for them. Throughout the interrogations you're about to see, law enforcement is forced to wade through a sea of contradictions and lies created by suspects who were seemingly racing each other to dry land. That race to escape began the moment Heather Lee was put in a cop car to be brought back to the station for questioning. The following footage has been analyzed by a qualified team, including a licensed professional counselor and a licensed attorney.
It's cold in here. All right, I'll tell him.
It need to be cold because y'all left her hot.
Can you tell me what's going on? Huh? Can you tell me what's going on? Just hang tight, okay, dear? Okay.
setting Heather in the car, the police
Y'all hear that? Can you tell me what's going on? Can you tell me what's going on?
leave her alone for another 20 minutes. She fidgets anxiously in the back seat.
You already know what's going on. You know what's going on. What you mean that you want to know what's going on? You know what's going on. You got caught. You just can't believe that girl survived.
H-E-A-T. H-E-R. You work anywhere? No, sir. Not.
Several witnesses and neighbors interviewed allege that many people in the trailer park sold illegal substances or allegedly worked as escorts, including Tina, Heather, Audreanna, and their partners. In the 4 months leading up to the battery of Audreanna, cops had visited the trailer park 25 times. But this time
25?
proved to be the most ghastly, heartbreaking visit of all.
What is going on? Okay. Well, first of all, we're investigating a battery here with your neighbor there behind you. Audreanna? I guess. The lady lives behind you.
Look. Wow. She put her head down. You busted. You thought you thought you killed her right away.
Now, I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay. I just see Audreanna earlier today.
Of course.
My name is Investigator Watts. I'm with the Sheriff's Office. And we were called out here on an aggravated some type of disturbance tonight, okay, where a neighbor was critically injured, and you have been implicated, maybe having some knowledge or information, or even being involved. Okay. I have to ask you some questions, but before I ask any questions, I'm going to have to advise you your rights, okay?
The detective reads Heather her Miranda rights. She accepts them rather calmly, but her calmness and patience will start to wane as the police begin to really question her.
First of all, tell me, do you know the situation we're talking about here? No, sir. That's why I keep asking what's going on. Okay. Where have you been all afternoon? What have you been doing? I've been here at the house. I was cooking. I see Audreanna earlier today. Who? Audreanna, my neighbor. She was down this way by my aunt's house talking with us earlier. And then I had one back in the house. I cooked and I laid down after that. Okay, is anybody in the house with you? Nobody with my husband. He was in there asleep. That's your husband? In bed, yeah. Y'all, is just two of y'all live there? Yeah. My kids are one for one.
Where that other woman come
This
from?
girl was taken from her house and beaten up. Okay. Okay. I seen her earlier today. She told me that she had a date. That's all she told me. And I asked her who it was. She was riding the bike.
Y'all hear that girl lying. I hope she can remember that lie. I really do. I hope she can remember that lie. Audreanna wasn't riding on bike. She was at home with her children. Not was she at home with her kids? She mentioned her kids. So I would assume that she was at home with her kids because she told the cops to take care of her kids. Whew.
Up and down Detroit, and I asked her when she went that way. I said, "Where do you keep going when you go that way?" She kept saying Fowler, but she would never tell me where I'm Fowler. And then she said, "Girl, I got a hot date tonight."
It's interesting that Heather immediately provides information to
Thank
deflect
you.
the interest away from herself and toward the supposed hot date.
Do you know the lady lives in lot 3 back there? Tina, yes, I know Tina. All of us know each other out here. I met her when she first moved out here. How long has she been here? I'm not quite sure. It's been a couple months, so she ain't been living out here no longer than a year.
Yeah.
Where did you go tonight before we got here? Tonight? Tonight? Yeah. I didn't go anywhere. So you've been in your house? I've been here and down by Tina's house and by my aunt's house and back here. I was here cooking. My other aunt, my mom's sister, came around here, her and the kids, and I was in there cooking fish and fries, and it's still on the stove.
Heather telling the officer that the fish is still on the stove is an attempt to prove that she's being truthful. In reality, her desperation to provide evidence of her activities only makes her look more suspicious. People who are innocent often don't feel such a stark need to back their story.
The food. She frying fish. So you mean to tell me y'all did something to this girl right here? And you frying food? You get ready to eat? You hungry? Jesus Christ. You about to eat some fish and some fries? I hope you got you a good. I hope this girl got her something good to eat because it's still on the stove. I hope she don't get a chance to eat none of it.
Story up. In just a moment, you'll see her try to validate her whereabouts even more by listing people who can provide her with an alibi. Take note of just how many times she does this.
I won't sit here and believe what you're saying, but we're getting information. You know what's going on here. You and Tina. I don't know anything about what's going on here. Like I said, I was here at the house. My mom called me on my cell phone. I talked to my mom. My aunt came here, her the kids. My two cousins was in the car with her. My aunt down in the fourth trailer, she seen me today. My Uncle Charles seen me today. You're sitting here telling me that you and Tina, y'all didn't have a problem with this girl back there? I didn't have no problem with Audreanna. I've been hanging out with Audreanna every day. All of us been hanging out together. You and Tina didn't jump on her? No, I didn't do nothing to Audreanna. I would not harm a hair on her head.
Heather's protesting that she couldn't have been involved because she would never hurt any part of Audreanna is known as a convincing statement. This
What? She got a whole husband at home and she acting doing something to another girl. This don't make no sense. Now she putting everything, so what she's doing now is putting everything on Tina. But they don't realize, she still haven't realized that. Y'all can't hardly see it. But you can't, she doesn't realize that Audreanna is alive. She was alive. She gave her own statement. And if Audreanna wasn't in her right frame of mind, they would have got away with murder.
This type of statement is often a sign of deception, as a truthful person's first instinct would likely be to outright deny an allegation, rather than try to convince the person posing the question of something.
I had to protect her once before. From who? Because her and some girls was getting into it, and I stopped them from jumping on her. Other than that, I haven't had any problems with her. Her kids, I always have her kids with me.
Do y'all hear that? Her kids, I always had her kids. And you involved in her. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You sitting here telling, wow. She still don't know that Audreanna told on her. Golly, this is amazing.
Me and Audreanna is just like that. Ever since she moved out here, we became friends.
What?
Here, Heather's
What? Heather? Y'all best friend, y'all just like that? You making your story worse than what it is. Golly. So you saying that you did this to your, how many crimes have been solved that it got something based on the friends, y'all? Their own friends doing it. You see? Golly.
palm seems to be facing up as she's speaking. The palm up position is not very affirmative, and it suggests that the speaker is asking or pleading to be believed. This may indicate that she's feeling uncertain about the statement she just made.
And the kids, I love the kids.
What?
They went with me to get my hair done and everything.
Golly.
I seen her this morning, and then I seen her about 2 and about 3. Where'd you see her at? I seen her down this way by my aunt's house. She was right down there. Yeah, she was right down there. That's when you were down there when you saw her? Yeah. Those three? She came with the car. So you're saying you saw her 3 different times today? Yes, I seen her today. And she was down there? She was down there. She was talking to me. Is that all you know about this? Yes, sir. Okay. And I put that on everything I know. You swear that the statement you gave me is the truth, the best your knowledge? Yes, sir. Audreanna is my friend. You didn't get anything?
Woo, Lord, have mercy. Hush your mouth, child. Aubrey, this thing get worse and worse. Audreanna is her friend. She still don't know that Audreanna is alive. Y'all, you see how people do you? I love her kids. Me and her just like that. I seen her 3 times today, but you still ain't told the truth.
The police conclude their interview, but what Heather requests next is very telling and makes her look even more suspicious.
I want to see her. See who? Audreanna. Well, that's not going to be possible right now. Guys, where you found her? Would you tell me if you knew what happened? Yes, sir, I would. That's my friend. Okay. All right, we'll get back with you in just a second, okay?
Lee.
Once more, Heather is left in the car. She shifts uncomfortably and sniffles, wiping her tears until it seems she cannot take the anxiety brewing inside of her any longer. While to some, her next actions may seem to be those of a desperate friend, to others they likely appear to be those of a suspect trying to feign concern.
Baby! I wanted to know what's going on. Huh? I wanted to know what's going on. Didn't the investigators tell you already? Yeah, they told me that, but... Okay, well, I can't tell you any more than what they told you, sweetheart. All right,
Then she said, baby. Did she just say, baby? Maybe I'm hearing things. Y'all, they had the video kind of like blurry out, okay? So it's not my cameras. They got it blurred out, okay? Shout out to my moms and my bills.
Okay, how can I find out where can I go see her at? You just got to wait, okay?
See, y'all see what she doing? She believed from the information she just gave, the question that the police had said to her, hey, the question that the officer just asked her, she think Audreanna is alive, which Audreanna was alive.
And when they all get done, I can find out? Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. Okay.
She want to know if that good alive.
Your husband will come in here. He will talk to you.
Okay.
Meet Darren Lee, Heather's husband. He's no stranger to run-ins with law enforcement, having been convicted of 2 prior felonies in 2001, including battery and sale of a controlled substance. As soon as he's put in the car, it seems that the couple begins retracing their steps in a discreet way to ensure her and Darren's stories are aligned once they're separated for questioning. This early in the investigation, we can only speculate as to the reason behind Heather and Darren having been placed in the vehicle together. It's possible that law enforcement just needs to secure them for the time being. However, it's also a possibility that officers are intent on capturing what the two might inadvertently disclose as the camera is running.
That's what you did this. That's what they told me. They said, oh, real estate land have some questions or something. I'm gonna what? Well, they have some questions.
She's scared now. What? What? Look, I could have like put the words down there for y'all because since they had the video there, told them that y'all ain't leave. He said that he told them that they would eat. They ate fish. Audreanna ate no fish with them. Oh my goodness, child.
I told her that I was just in the asleep. 448, copy code. I told him, he's like the move. Go ahead, 448.
He don't talk. He don't told her. He look. Oh, Slick Daddy don't told her. Don't told the police something different than the girl told her. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
And I was right there on the couch.
Ooh, we don't trust nobody, y'all.
As far as I know, this is not fake.
Mm.
Y'all let you charge it. You don't want to charge the I ain't got no problem with that. Like I told him, I seen Audreanna earlier today. They're talking about the gas can, everything else. What gas can? Gas can from the the gas. Them gas cans being on the porch. I don't even know who gas cans is it. I told them theirs. Theirs. I don't know who gas cans those is.
Liar.
Heather's reaction to Darren mentioning the police taking gas cans off their porch is rather frantic and over the top.
Them gas cans being on the porch. I don't even know who gas cans those is.
Especially considering the fact that at this time, officers had not even disclosed that Audreanna was burned.
I ain't know what the hell was going on. They told me I just seen her today. And now they saying she in intensive care. I seen her before it got dark. All right, man. She asked me for a day today. I'm giving you 5 minutes more. Say your things and we...
Y'all, they telling on each other. Yeah, I do, Isaac. Let's pay attention now. Come on, Isaac, you got to solve this crime. They husband and wife sitting in the back of the car, lying about the whole thing, the husband and the wife. He told them they were eating fish. She said she was just cooking and it's on the stove.
Right now. Okay. All right. Okay. They got to hold you 48 hours. You are 48 hours. I think you're detained at this time. How about that? So we get a chance to talk to you. Oh.
The two are being detained as the officer has reasonable suspicion that there is criminal activity afoot, or evidence of criminal activity found with the temporary detention and questioning of the individuals. A detention is different than an arrest, which requires that the officer
Come on, I said, I need your young thinking.
Has in fact been committed, was in the process of commission, or was about to be committed. The standard for probable cause is higher than that of reasonable suspicion. Reasonable suspicion must be based on specific and articulable facts, combined with rational inferences from those facts, and the suspicion must be associated with the specific
Thank you for them beautiful hearts.
being detained.
Look, the husband said, y'all trying to get me in. They trying to get me involved in it. So they don't, now she don't stuck her own husband in this stuff. See, first of all, you married. You got a husband. You got a whole husband. A lot of husbands. And then you out here, ooh, Lord have mercy. Should have stayed in your house like the lie that you told.
Get my phone and call Jean.
The Jean that Heather is referring to is an attorney who she will be asking for rather frantically soon. After this, Heather, Tina, and Darren were brought to the station for further questioning. However, there was still one person missing whom cops desperately wanted to speak with, 16-year-old Brittany Miller, Tina's daughter. Tina told police that earlier Brittany had left for the hospital with her friends, Jessica and Mallory, in Tina's maroon SUV. Brittany had hurt her hand, though Tina told investigators that she didn't know how. Investigators searched the area for Brittany and the SUV, but their initial searches proved fruitless. Brittany's name, car make, and model, and her physical description were broadcast to all patrol units
Y'all
in a
some
desperate
evil
attempt to
folks.
find her. Without Brittany in custody, back at the station, the thorough questioning of Tina, Heather, and Darren began. On top of their stories contrasting with one another, even their demeanors in the interrogation rooms were wildly different. You have Heather, who is clearly distressed.
Officer!
Yes, ma'am.
Just give me a nurse or something.
She getting sick now.
I don't feel good.
I know you don't.
Wouldn't be feeling good either.
I'm having an anxiety attack.
I know you is. You are.
I have anxiety attacks.
I've already called. They're supposed to be coming back to you. Okay? That's all I can do right this moment.
Okay.
Sit up there in that chair up there and set your head down on the desk. Just breathe right. Okay?
Well, you shouldn't have did it. How you gonna try to kill somebody then cry about it? Somebody ask, please help me. How you ask for God and you did what you did? How are you asking for God for the evenings that you done? And that girl asking for God too, and God saved her enough to tell on y'all. How about it?
Heather's anxiety is tangible in the 30 minutes she's left alone in the interrogation room. And as you'll see shortly when her interrogation continues, she has every reason to be anxious. Her husband, on the other hand, didn't seem entirely concerned when he was interrogated, even casually chatting with someone on the phone beforehand.
No, I'm snatching up these Forever Savage Hooded onesies from Savage.
Oh, don't let y'all see the room or anything.
Running errands,
Well, I'm all right. Well, I'm saying, chilling, oversteady right now.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, yeah, I did know that. You ready? Yeah. For real. I'm going
Thank you. Who he talking to on the phone? I know he ain't cheating. He's sitting here on the phone, y'all. Is he talking to a dude? I got to, man. Man, these folks ain't hitting on nothing.
He's not taking my phone. You done? Yeah. All right.
And then there's Tina, sitting emotionless in the interrogation room while she waits for police
Just come down in number two.
question her.
Did you grab a phone? No.
Everybody crying.
How you doing? I'm investigator Lee Tyree, and this is investigator Tom Watson.
After this, the police remind everyone of their rights now that they are officially in the interrogation rooms. An important thing to note is that Tina was the first to be interrogated, followed by Heather. Take a look at how their stories compare. Even their initial retellings of why they didn't answer the door don't align.
I've been talking to you for a few minutes. I was kind of trying to find out why you wouldn't answer the door when we came to your house this evening. You explained that you saw the cops and that you were nervous about that. Is that true? Yeah. Okay.
just watch the movies.
Okay, so you, Darren, and Tina were sitting in the living room. Heather were sitting there in the living room watching movies. And when the cops knocked on the door, what'd y'all do?
We were sitting there.
Okay. Why didn't you answer the door?
It ain't my door.
Okay. Did they do anything special when the cops knocked on the door? Trying to lie,
Because I saw already off because we were being nosy looking out the window seeing what's going on next door.
Okay, so you saw the cops next door first?
Mm-hmm.
Were the lights on before the cops came over next door?
Yeah.
And then y'all turned them off when they came over next door?
You can see better with the lights off. You don't see
Okay.
nobody looking back at you.
Tina haven't been at my house all night.
Okay, so you sitting there in the living room watching movies.
Tina hasn't been at your house. And she haven't been at my house all night.
Where was she at?
She came in. She came and knocked on the door, and I got up. She said the police was out there.
Okay.
And I just laid there.
Well,
I was on the couch. I just laid there because I was asleep.
Did she ever come in the house after she told you the police was there?
She came in the house, and she sat down.
In your house?
Yeah, she sat on my couch.
And what did she
And I asked her what was going on, and she told me she didn't know.
I'm confused here because Darren told me that you and Tina were there and cooking all night.
Tina was there when I was cooking earlier,
Okay.
but she wasn't out there all night.
Where'd she go?
She had left. She told me she was going home.
Okay. About what time was that?
It was what time I was cooking. It was getting dark when I was cooking, and I stopped cooking about 6 or 7.
So Tina left around 6 or 7?
Yeah, she left.
Okay. And when did she come back over to your house?
She came back probably like 30 minutes to an hour later.
So she was gone for 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And she comes back and the cops show up right at the same time?
She came in and she said the cops outside.
Did you see the cops outside that time?
I got up and I looked and I seen the lights. You can see the spotlights. I said, they was outside.
Are they outside?
They was outside Tina's house.
They were outside Tina's house?
They was outside Tina's
Were
house.
they outside of Audreanna's house at all or no?
When I had came out, they was outside Audreanna's house.
Okay.
When they knocked on the door and I came.
The door.
Yeah, when I
You
answered
didn't answer the door for like an hour.
they didn't knock on my door.
Oh yeah, they beat on that door.
I don't like one they did because I was laying right there on the couch and I didn't hear no locks.
Even your husband said they beat on the door and you wasn't going to answer the door. And then Tina said they
I
beat
got
on
up.
the door and y'all didn't answer
I got up.
It seems Heather is facing what is known as the prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah.
This occurs when 2 or more individuals who are involved in a crime
Lord have
isolated
mercy,
from
Jesus.
one another and urged to confess to the crime.
Trying to let y'all
Each
see
is
the word.
concerned only with receiving the shortest possible prison sentence, and each must decide whether to confess without knowing what decision the other or others will make.
And Tina said, hold on, don't answer the door. And I asked her why.
Okay. We're getting a big diversity in this story.
You ain't lying.
I'm gonna tell you like it is. Audreanna is my friend. I would never hurt her. Tina came to my house and she told me not to answer my door. I asked her why. She said, because the cops is out there.
Heather's emphasis points are extremely off here when she states she's my friend, then hits the table, followed by I would never hurt her, and strikes the
Yeah, Audreanna is Audreanna. That's something I thought of Audreanna. Audreanna is my friend. I would never hurt her. See, if you hadn't ever did what you did, then you want to be in this predicament because y'all lies ain't gonna add up. Y'all, if that girl had never lived to tell her story, we'll be in another place right now. Y'all didn't even got me thinking hard now because Audreanna told on y'all.
Again, you can actually see and hear how her nonverbal emphasis does not naturally line up with her words as it should. This is widely recognized as an indicator of deception.
Trying to
And
put it
then
on.
she asked me, she said, where are the cops at? I said, they down there by your house. Why you keep asking me where the cops at? And she wouldn't never say. She started
acting
back
nervous?
She was acting nervous. She started back puffing on the cigarette.
Did she look like she was been running, or did she look like she'd been in a fight?
She was acting normal.
Notice that Heather's palm is up here, which may be an indication once again that she's unsure of the story she's telling and asking to be believed.
Let me ask you a question.
She was acting normal.
You said when we asked,
And I said, Tina, you seen Audreanna tonight? She said, no, I haven't seen it tonight.
and she didn't tell you why.
Why she didn't want you to answer the door?
She didn't say anything about why I got to answer
But she
the
did
door.
tell you not to answer the door.
Yeah. And I told her, I said, I don't have anything to hide. I'm gonna open my door. And then I got up and I said, who is it? And they said the sheriff's department. And I opened the door.
What was Darren doing?
He was laying at the bottom of the couch watching TV.
You just lying.
You're absolutely sure of this.
Yes, sir. I am sure.
Because this story's a lot different than Tina's story.
I am sure.
As the investigator has pointed out, Heather's story is wildly different from her husband's.
So you were sleeping until about 7, so you don't know anything prior to that? No. Okay. And your wife tells me this story about Tina coming in, saying the cops are outside, and then y'all look out and you see the cops surrounding Miss Zimmerman's trailer. And she says for y'all not to answer the door. Now, I don't recall any of that conversation going on in yours. Now, I do remember you saying y'all didn't answer the door because it was police. Tell me about that.
Okay, baby. Thank you
Okay, so
for helping me out, okay?
And saying that the police are outside. Tina was already in the home.
All
Your
right.
wife tells us that you and her are at home.
Thank you.
Tina comes barreling in and saying, "Hey, the cops are outside." And y'all see the cops outside.
Oh,
Tina
that's
saying,
so
"Don't
sweet.
answer
You're
the
so
door."
sweet to be so young.
That's a lie. Okay. Because that's what Heather told us. Your wife. I'll tell you that about.
Thank you, baby.
Why would she lie to us, Gina? I mean, she was distraught. She was crying. She was telling us this story. She seemed like emotional. Well, emotional, but she also seemed sincere.
He laughing.
It's possible that Heather is lying in order to make Tina look bad and compromise her alibi.
He
Though
sure
clearly
is good.
she and Darren aren't on the same page about that plan.
You have a good day.
You know something's up.
And thank you so much.
What happened tonight?
Nothing happened that I know of.
Notice how Tina is rubbing her neck, which is a major red flag. It's obvious that she's feeling very insecure and apprehensive. Neck massaging in general is a calming response. In addition, rubbing the vagus nerve near the side of the neck, close to where a pulse is taken, actually results in the release of acetylcholine,
Ooh.
which sends signals to the heart to slow down a person's heart rate. However, this isn't to say she's guilty, as she's clearly in a stressful situation, but it's also an important tell to take note of.
See arms and hands if I could. Okay. Can I see the top signs? Okay. There's old scars on there.
Yeah, I have a puppy.
Okay. What's this right here? That little scratch there.
This?
Yeah.
I have a puppy.
Okay. Your puppy caused that?
Look, I'm going over here.
Got your chin? Okay.
Nothing else.
All right. So, where were you tonight?
At Heather's.
At Heather's house?
Well, I was at home. My daughter's braiding my hair, so I was at home, but it started hurting, and her little friends started coming by.
Remember what Tina has said here about her daughter braiding her hair. It will prove to be quite important as the investigation continues.
So Heather said she was going to cook, so I went down there. She was cooking fish and French fries, and then we just started watching movies.
Okay. And did you go anywhere from there?
Mm-mm.
You were there all night until the cops came up there?
Mm-hmm.
Tina has put her hand to her mouth here. Whether conscious or not, many individuals will attempt to hide their lie by physically covering the source of their deception.
What time did you go over there?
Probably just started getting dark.
Okay, so about sunset, you go over to Heather's. Was anybody over at Heather's house when you went over there?
Just Heather and her husband.
Do you know what happened to Audreanna tonight?
No, I don't. Heather just said she got beat up, but that's all I
A
know.
little bit more than that. And what was Darren doing while y'all over there cooking? Anything?
Laying on the couch watching movies.
Okay. All right, but you were home all night. You didn't see any kind of disturbance going on over there before the cops came over there or anything?
No, we would have heard something.
You said you saw Audreanna earlier today?
Mm-hmm.
What time was that?
Audreanna was coming and going on a bicycle.
Okay. You remember the last time you saw her? Was it while you were still over at Heather and Darren's?
I didn't come back out when I went to their house. We were cooking then.
Okay.
Yeah, but going
it
to
had
see
been
you.
before sunset. So you saw her during the day. Okay. And once you went over to Heather and Darren's, you never left there. go get anything or go anywhere at all?
I don't think so.
Notice that Tina's been asked several times if she went anywhere that night, not even 12 hours prior to this interrogation taking place.
You seem kind of lackadaisical about this. We're going to go out there. We know what happened out there. It's just going to be a matter of getting fingerprints and evidence back, okay?
Out where? It happened at her house?
No, it didn't.
It started at her house.
Right.
And then it went somewhere else.
Y'all did that girl like that. Y'all some murderers. Hey, Jay.
Well, we got
Yeah, this been on before, yeah.
And we're going to get to the bottom of it one way or another, okay? So, we're sitting here talking to you, and I certainly appreciate, and I know Tom appreciates that you're talking to us. But
She just rubbing her
we gotta get
face.
to the bottom of this, and we got to know what happened, the truth. And, you know, there's two choices here. Either you're going to tell us, or Heather's going to tell us. So, who's it going to be?
Tina is continuing to show signs of high
That's
anxiety,
sad, man.
evidenced by her face, neck, and chin rubbing. It's unfortunate that the officer is throwing out questions at such a rapid pace that Tina isn't getting a chance to answer most of them.
Uncover the soundless sleep method that silences tinnitus overnight. This extraordinary...
Ooh, Lord, have mercy, Jesus.
Putting an end to incessant ringing and improving your overall hearing health. People all over the world have been struggling with...
I didn't do anything to her.
Okay. And you were home all night.
Was at Heather's house.
Okay. You were at Heather's all night. Never left there. Because, see, the story between Heather and Darren is already shaky. And your story is a third version of what they've told us so far. Okay? Now, there's pieces and parts that are the
Still
same.
rubbing that
but
neck.
They aren't exactly the same. Okay? It concerns me. It sounds a little too good, and then the parts that are breaking up, I don't understand why they're not saying the same thing. And so, we need to get to the bottom of this. And somebody's life may end over this. We're getting told that she's in pretty critical condition at this point, not likely to make it. So that's why we're here.
So she told him.
Saying not likely to make it.
Yeah, she's about to die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
That changed gears.
she
What
yelling.
It's going to change gears. Okay?
I didn't do anything to her.
Okay. I don't want you to tell me anything other than the truth. Okay?
I didn't do it.
Okay. You still got a problem. Got anything?
She told on y'all.
If you know anything and you're withholding it, you want to be the first one on board. You see what I'm talking about? But once we
Getting sick now. Look at her.
get all the information, there's not going to be second chances. And like I said, if she doesn't make it,
You're trying to be sleeping with a lot of girls,
well,
a lot of guys around there.
I realize that.
What they could have did.
but-
They couldn't do it. I promised to go.
You know, y'all, it just gets to me. They sitting here acting like the victim. The victim survived long enough to tell on them. If that victim had never, if the victim had, if the victim hadn't lived, y'all, I've been more thinking, had to do more crime thinking. This is hard. This breaks your heart. And that girl's body was on like that, on fire like that. God did that, y'all. I ain't got nothing else to say about that. And they say him, that's supposed to be their friend. Now you don't involve your husband in it. You got children. Audreanna got children. Y'all got to stop trusting
While
folks.
Tina maintains that she had nothing to do with the attack, Heather takes a much different approach.
All
Their
of them.
behaviors are as different
The
as their
devil.
stories are, and they only grow more dramatic as the interrogations continue.
I hate it. Go grab red one across the hall. Sugar, you all right?
You know, worried about Audreanna.
What?
Very worried about Audreanna.
My friend.
Tell us what happened.
I don't know. I seen her earlier today. And it seemed like everything was all right when I seen her today.
Let me tell you a little bit what's going on, okay?
I want to
We
see.
did get a chance to talk to Audreanna before she went to the hospital. She told us a few things. She told us who did this to her. She told us where they took her and what they did to her. Okay? Why do you think I'm talking to you?
I would never hurt her. I always have protected her when she got into it with people in that trailer park.
I hope you ate some
Another
fish.
statement here left investigators wondering about what kind of things everyone in the trailer park were getting into with each other, and what motive it may have provided for brutally attacking Audreanna.
She's also, your friend told us you did this to her.
Never.
We need to go over what you did tonight, okay?
Yes, sir.
We just talked to your other son,
Yes.
Tina Brown. Is that your friend too?
Yes, all of in the trailer park.
And how about her daughter, Brittany?
Brittany,
Where were y'all tonight?
I was at home when y'all came. When they came to the house, I was right there in the
Okay.
same spot. They on the couch
I
on the sleep.
absolutely.
He said, okay.
We came over there. Where were you maybe half an hour, 45 minutes before that?
I was at home. I was at home. My aunt came by my house. I was in the house cooking.
You know what time
and
your
we
aunt came by?
watched movies. It was almost dark. It was almost dark.
Okay, well, we came over to your house and started knocking on your door about 10 o'clock at night. Almost dark and 10 o'clock at night is a big difference. There's about 4 hours missing in there, okay? Good 3.
And,
Oh, good
the lady in trailer 4, that's my aunt. She seen me. Jerry and
Heather,
a lot of more people seen
Listen
me
to
at
me.
home.
listen to me.
You seen me
About
talking to
dark.
her.
And 10 o'clock, there's a lot of hours in there.
I was
Okay.
right there on that couch.
Okay. So that's where you're saying you were
Yeah.
right on that couch.
Ram and Blanca came to my house. They were laying down watching TV with her.
Okay. Anybody else come by your house?
My aunt, my cousin Cruz,
Wow.
my cousin Kizzy, the little baby Junior came by. Graham came by. Blanca came by.
And all
Jared was at
So
my
you don't
house.
call to everybody.
Listen to me. And what time did they get by and what time did they leave?
It was dark when Jared came by there. He always come down there and ask me for cigarettes.
What's Jerry's first and last name?
His name is Jerry Johnson. That's my uncle.
You know what, y'all? This. She's something else, boy. She don't call everybody over her house now. After she done did this to that girl. Now she ain't add these names in here at first. She didn't name Jerry and all of them at first, her uncle and all of them at first. No, she didn't name all of them at the beginning. She said she was frying fish and fries. Oh my goodness. Get that girl some water. Come on in.
And my aunt name is Terry Smith.
Calling everybody.
Talk to them at the scene, I believe, didn't we?
They stayed down in trailer 4.
I think we got sickness from there now then. My recollection was they didn't see her this evening.
It was about 2 and 3. I was saying
I don't care about 2 or 3 in that.
Okay,
I care about tonight.
that's the only time I see Audrey. I haven't seen her since then.
2 or 3 and after doesn't matter. What time did your aunt and Terry Smith come by?
Terry was at home. Her son came down. I asked him to go over to the store to get me some fish fry.
Okay, that's before you start cooking. That's before dark.
Yeah.
After dark, after you cook, after dark, who comes by?
Jerry was the only one came down. He came down for a cigarette.
Jerry Johnson.
Yes, he
Can
came
you
down
remember
for a
about what
cigarette.
time that was?
Boy, I hope she showed telling the truth, cause they about to call Jerry. Now she don't involve her husband in it, now she involved her cousin in it. She about to involve everybody in it.
I don't remember what time it was, but he came for a cigarette.
And it was dark.
Yes, he asked me for a cigarette. I gave him a cigarette. I've been at the house all the time, and I've been trying to find out where she was at. Everybody telling me they didn't know where she was at.
Heather,
why would you be wondering where she's at?
Yeah.
She always hang out with me every night. We always hang out every night. And I feed her kids and everything.
The last thing she told us was you came in there along with your friends.
Yeah.
Dragged her out of the house.
I put down everything I love. I put down my children's life. Burned her?
Yes. And that's the
Oh
last
my
thing she told me.
God. Burned her?
Yes.
See, I ain't know nothing about
I know.
getting burned.
So tell me, what went on tonight?
I didn't see her tonight. I see her early and I did it my own.
It seems fair to say the detectives aren't buying her story. This only becomes more clear as additional horrible facts and evidence come to light.
But she was the only friend I was closest to.
Heather, you know, this is all.
But see, my thing is with this is my thing is it that this I don't know. Oh, that of all nights, all days, Audreanna is not over her house. She said she didn't come over my house. And that's what, I was worried about her. Why were you worried about her? She need to close her mouth. Go on to book these people up. I'm gonna have to skip this because they don't got on my nerve. They don't got on my, this interrogation's just done. They just let me skip it so much, y'all. I can't no more. I can't. That girl, I mean, they ain't even have to do her like that. Ugh, I don't know. I just can't know.
They'd be fine because the cops had no real evidence against them. But on the late night of April 8th, only one day after that call was made to the police, Audreanna tragically passed away. Her family by her side, having never woken from the coma she fell into. She died just 5 days before her 20th birthday.
Ain't that
And
something?
had the opportunity to turn her life around. The attempted murder the police were almost certain Tina, Brittany, and Heather had committed. It turned
That's
into a
all
homicide.
TV.
On the same day that Audreanna passed, even more evidence against the 3 women was brought to light. Police received a call from a high school classmate of Brittany's named Regine, stating that she had been being harassed by Brittany and Tina regarding the case. When police reported to the high school, Regine stated she had received multiple calls from both Brittany and Tina, trying to convince her to pose as Brittany during a polygraph test so that Brittany could pass. The police were almost certain they were the culprits, but the question of why they committed these terrible crimes in the first place
Thank you.
remained to be answered. To get to the bottom of it, both Brittany and Tina were interviewed immediately after their arrests.
Tina, you remember me? Let's investigate Tyree. You know what this is all about.
However, instead of starting with questions, they began by giving her some information.
Now we're going to tell you what we think happened. Good, Tom. On that particular night, you, Brittany, and Heather got in a verbal altercation, a physical altercation with Audreanna Zimmerman. Okay. The
Close your mouth.
kind of escalated a little bit, got out of hand. She was attacked with a pry bar, whatever you want to call it, crowbar. Then she was disabled with a stun gun and then set on fire.
And all this was supposed to happen in the trailer park and nobody heard.
Not at the trailer. I didn't say at the trailer park. I'm saying during that night. It originated at the trailer park. You, Brittany, Heather, and maybe 1 or 2 other people transported her over to the Ashland Avenue on the gas lines, and that's where
The what? What?
Ashland Avenue.
What is that?
It's out another road over by the house.
And that's where it went bad. We got information, but you're involved in it.
It's true they do, in fact, have some groundbreaking information. You see, there's a very specific reason that Tina was sought out by investigators. And when they finally divulge it, she's going to be absolutely shocked.
Like this, Tina. Listen. Not only did our victim name you,
You know what?
first and
We
last
went
name,
and talked to those
not
people
only
yesterday.
did they name Heather, not only did they name your daughter, you also told people. You know, that's how we know the story too.
Me?
Yeah. Why don't you let me finish telling?
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We hear that you used lighter fluid, poured it on her, and lit her up. You're mad at Brittany because she got up off the girl, and
Yeah,
that's
you.
how she got up and got to run away.
I'm mad at my baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else, sir?
Yeah.
What else? What else is it?
She told two people.
Who?
She told the fire chief, and she told the EMS supervisor.
Okay. Now, when did she do that?
Right before they put her under.
I got to talking to her, and I told her that I was probably going to be the last person she talked to for a while, and that in order to catch the people that did this to her, I needed her to tell me if she knew who it was. She told me yes. She named 3 girls, a Tina, a Heather, and a Brittany. She did not give me last names. And I asked her why they did it to her, and she said, I thought we'd made up.
If Audreanna's supposed to have told these people this, wouldn't you think that she would have told them everything that can happen if you laying on the ground and you burning up and you about to die?
She told everything she could was the pain she was in at that time, and they didn't give her long because they had to put her out. She said, you know, EMS supervisor told her, she kept asking, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? Am I going to make it?
Yeah,
She
terrible.
said, I'm going to do the best we can for you.
The detectives have become privy to some other damning information that they share with Tina, and it's all about to come crashing down on her. Wouldn't it be better if a leather
At least they hurry up and crash it down on it, because they don't.
You ain't going around here telling people you kill that girl. You talking to your relatives and telling them that, and they calling us. But you talking to somebody and telling them that, well, you go ahead and die, you'll be good to go. Well, that ain't the case, is it? Because she died. She died last night. Succumbed to her wounds. They told us that she was in a coma yesterday. She died last night. She died last night.
Y'all going to jail.
Come back out there like gangbusters today.
Why is they? I don't. But my thing is, why are they crying? Why are they crying? They the one committed the crime. Why do people cry when they commit crimes? That precious baby. Oh my gosh.
What who told us that? Who? Our lawyer, Gene, his dad. He said he called down there and they said that she was in a deep coma. Well, she didn't come out of it.
Oh Lord. She didn't come out of her coma, and you talking about, oh Lord. Like, oh Lord, I'm in trouble now. Oh my goodness, child.
What? We got information from AME that she didn't make it because of the burns. And you sit there, you think about it. You think
Y'all
about
still
what
lying.
that woman, those kids would never see their mama again.
Never.
You got a chance to see your kids. I don't know that. You got a chance to see your kids again somewhere down the road.
Get on the. Y'all didn't have to do her like
Now, like I
that.
said, I'm not gonna sit. We're not gonna sit here with you as long as we did the other night. Maybe you didn't mean for it to be this way, but that's what I said. We don't know. So you need us to be able to tell your side of the story when it comes time to go before the judge. And by you just sitting over there, not thinking we don't have nothing, we've only gave you a little bit of what we got. And believe me, it's not hearsay. We know that that night those clothes were taken and burned that y'all were wearing. Where? We still had the same clothes on the next morning when they came to get us. We have 2 small children. You know these children. Yes, I know. It's her mama. They ain't never gonna see again.
And y'all still ain't telling the truth.
And that oldest one, I think the oldest one was a boy, correct? He saw this. He saw the stuff going down at the trailer park that night.
No, when those people said that those babies was locked up in the room.
Oh, she done messed up. Talking about the people said that the children were locked up in the room. Well, what kind of people are these? You never know what kind of people you're around if you don't know them good. The people said that the children were locked up in. So y'all don't lock the children up in the room for babies.
They saw all the commotion with us at y'all's house that night. They were sitting there checking out patrol cars. They knew something was wrong. Have you ever heard of a dying declaration? No. That's powerful.
Some sick folks in this world.
I'm gonna tell you now. When we walk out this door this afternoon, there's not going. Next time you see me, we'll be in a court.
Either way it goes, I ain't going home. So, right?
But Gina, I don't want to walk out this
I want
door.
to talk, but I'm not saying that's what I want to tell you.
They mad. I'm gonna tell you why they crying. Let me tell you why these criminals crying. They crying because they thought they got away with murder. That's why they crying. Because they know they wrong. Now the mom, this I ain't gonna even say mom. This woman right here, involve her own daughter in this stuff. That's why the daughter arm wrapped up. I knew they took their advantage off her arm. If they had just ate their fish and had some fries and gave Audreanna some in the end, even if they didn't, they ain't have to do that girl like that. They didn't. And here they are crying like they the victim. Audreanna is the victim in this situation. She was just blessed, lived to tell her own story. I didn't even have to think in this crime. This is the first crime I didn't have to think. Because Audreanna did it. Audreanna told on them. Audreanna made it easy for the detectives. They look like somebody would open up their mouth and tell the truth. I don't even see how they live like that. Well, it don't make difference. It don't make no difference. I'm going to jail. Tell the truth. Tell the truth so our family can live. Feel some kind of closure or something. It's no empathy, right? It's no nothing. It's empty. How can humans be like this? Tell you, I remember when my mama used to tell her, my grandmama, because I was crazy about my grandmother, because we used to go over her house sometime. And my grandmama said, always said, you don't have no friends. You don't have no friends. I'm the closest friend of yours that you're going to get. All these people who y'all, all these folks y'all calling y'all friend is in one big circle. And they did that. Grown women at that did that to this girl. She 50-some years old. Irritated me.
Usually when I'm talking to somebody about a murder that's happened, and I'm giving them that advice that I think they should talk to me, because I realize it's probably one of the
And
last
she the oldest
things I
one.
talk to a person about. And certainly you don't want to tell the cops about it. But I think the thing to keep in mind and what I reiterate to these people is that if there's circumstances, if there's a reasoning behind this that can be mitigating. I mean, if there's a reason why this happened that shows why you did this, it had to be agonizing, and then to run.
That's what I'm saying. Just tell them why. Why did y'all do this? Just give them some kind of lead. Tell them something instead of sitting there looking crazy. Tell them. Why did y'all do it like that? What did she do that bad for y'all to put her in that much pain? Jesus. Talk. You the oldest one, talk.
Distance that she ran, because we know, I mean, the burnt clothes and her shoes and everything is right there in the woods. To run that distance to a house and beg for help and to wait there, still cooking, for the ambulance to get
y'all cooked her and y'all in there eating fries and fish. How could you eat? Y'all ran. Y'all did it and ran because y'all didn't want to look at it. And then you sitting in there crying, man, please hurry up. Hurry up with this thing. Huh? Oh,
and then the last thing you're saying is, besides telling who your accusers are, am I going to see my kids? Am I going to live? Those are your last questions.
That's right.
Before you're knocked out and told, hey, you may or may not talk to somebody again.
In one last-ditch effort to get a confession or some semblance of remorse from Tina, a detective presents her with a photo of Audreanna's charred body.
Just let me tell you something. That's her body. Hey, let me look at it. I want you to look at it so I know you understand what I'm saying. The medical staff and the medical examiner's office didn't even know if this girl was white or black female or white female. Because she was so burnt so bad.
And she talked, that's a blessing there.
They didn't have a copy of our report at the time.
She burnt that bad and she lived to open up her mouth to talk. That's godly. And they said they couldn't recognize her. They know was she black or white. But she spoke. They sure she spoke. Godly. If she burned that bad, how she talk like that? That's a question that I can't answer.
I just want, you wouldn't want this to happen to you, would you? You wouldn't want to go out this way, would you?
She don't care. Her self-esteem low.
We're gonna transport you across the street. Sam, look at it right now.
She can't even sit down.
However, the photos have clearly had an effect on her. After she's left in the room waiting to be taken to jail, she mumbles haunting things to herself through her sobs, even seemingly calling out to Audreanna. The words she chooses to use are bone-chilling.
Adriana, Lord, have mercy. Come back. And heart is terrorized.
What?
Please, Adriana.
These folks sick.
I told you. Oh, that's a sick girl. Oh, I tried to avoid.
The question of why they committed these terrible crimes in the first place remained to be answered.
Evil.
As it turns out, there were numerous alleged love triangles within the trailer park. All of the dirty truth, it seems, began making its way to the surface.
What's the difference between a service animal and an emotional?
I don't know, y'all.
Well, a service animal has to go through long.
They was
Not only did Audreanna reportedly tell Heather that Tina was sleeping with Darren, but allegedly Audreanna herself was sleeping with Darren, and Heather had confronted her about it.
Wait a minute, hold up. Hold up. Oh, so that's what this is all about. You. And you smiling. You cheating with her on your wife. So you decide to take her out of him for cheating on your husband. You should never keep a lot of women around your husband, girl. That's your fault. But you didn't have to do to her like that. Look at him laughing. He laughing. Now you going to jail for life. You won't be eating no fish and fries no more. And you are blessed, baby. You in a special place in life, in eternity. And you up there. Good morning, Nikanuki. You up there. Hmm. So this what this all about. Love triangle, man.
And
God.
lies, one that Darren is surprisingly transparent about. However, he leaves out something that came out during the trial. According to Tina, she only slept with Darren in exchange for substances.
Tell me what was going on.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. So Tina too? God, what that man, that ain't no little bitty man. What he got in them? What? These three women, golly, these women sleeping with her husband. Oh, Lord, here we go.
Making its way to the surface. Not only did Audreanna reportedly tell Heather that Tina was sleeping with Darren,
Audreanna told Heather that Tina was sleeping with her husband. But you sleeping with her husband too. And she's sleeping with her own husband. Okay, whatever. Whoa.
but allegedly Audreanna herself was sleeping with Darren. And Heather had confronted her about it. It's a messy web of cheating and lies, one that Darren is surprisingly transparent about.
And look who laughing. The Joker. Y'all sleeping with that girl.
However, he leaves out something that came out during the trial. According to Tina, she only slept with Darren in exchange for substances.
Well, tell me what was going on. There's been a discussion between us about an accusation flying around between you being accused of sleeping with your neighbor, a friend of your wife. Is that correct? What's her name? Tina Brown. Okay. So the accusation is that you've been sleeping with Tina Brown, and who has been making these accusations?
Golly. Straight apart. Whoa, we Darren having fun. Tina, not Tina, but Heather, know this is going on, y'all. But why did they do Audreanna like that? Wait a minute here. Golly. And this go on in modern, this is still going on. Still happening. And he gets the last. So he getting all the yummy. So she know her husband she enjoying it herself. So Heather enjoying everything. Audreanna told why Audreanna tell on Heather and she doing the same thing Heather doing, because now she doing the same. Why did Audreanna I keep calling her Audreanna tell on Tina, and Heather already knows about what's going on. It's good for Darren and Heather. We're getting the best out of it. Lord, how much it is.
Everybody. Has Audreanna Zimmerman been making those accusations? Yes, my wife told me that. She told me that today. Okay, so your wife told you that Audreanna had reported to her that you've been sleeping with Tina Brown. Is that correct? Okay.
If you recall, in Darren's video interrogation with police, he dilly-dallied on the phone while he was
Sure
unashamed
did.
and laughing with someone who wasn't his wife.
I will call you right back, man. You done? Yeah. All right. Is it Heather? Tenderoni. Huh? Lieutenant Tenderoni.
Y'all heard that? said that was tenderoni. Golly. What's the pork chop grits going on here? That's what I'm about to cook in a minute, y'all. Some pork chops and grits while they sitting up here. I want some fish, too. But I don't want no fish now, not right now. I'm about to eat me some pork chop and some grits. Who you just got out the phone with? My tenderoni. Ain't no love in that triangle.
Oh, when you said you were on the phone with your sugar thing or whatever just now, was it Tina you were talking to? Okay. But you told me that night you were singing Tina. Yeah. Okay. So is she not your sugar thing? Yeah, that's my old mom. Okay.
Oh, y'all say he think it's funny. He said, who is Tina? That's my old woman. He's sitting there smiling about it. He's sitting there smiling about it, y'all. He's smiling about it. The tenderoni, that what he said. The tenderoni was on the phone while he's sitting there getting interrogated. Daryl got some money. And Tina is his own. So he on the phone with a young. Help me, Jesus. On a Sunday morning, Lord. Help. Please help me, Jesus. Oh, Lord, how much this? I think we covered this story, y'all. I think we covered this story. I think if I pull it up, it should come up. But I don't know the name of it. We did this story. I remember this.
All right.
He laughing.
Did you and Ms. Zimmerman have any kind of relationship? Somewhere. Right. Did y'all have? Somewhere. Okay. This ain't like Monica Lewinsky, man. We you know, did you have sex with her? Yeah. Okay. So you had sexual intercourse with Ms. Zimmerman. Yeah. Did your wife know of this? No. Did your wife know of you having sex with Tina? No.
What?
I bet she don't know about this other thing you got on the side of his chest. Okay.
He laughing, y'all. He think, man, this is crazy. They over here got me scratching my darn head. I'm gonna have to redo my hair again. Y'all, they got me over here scratching my head. These folks over here got me scratching my head. Hush, Lord. Help me, Jesus. Help me, Lord. This fool sitting here laughing. He's sitting here laughing. The wife don't have an idea what's going on. The wife, I want to hear what the wife gonna say. It don't matter now. It don't matter now. It don't matter. She going down in the DM. She's sitting up here. The wife committing a crime. The wife is committing a crime with Tina, and Tina been with her man too. I better keep. I'm gonna tell you this story right here. Let me tell you something. Is keep them women off around your husband. When you marry, you don't keep a bunch of women around your husband. That's the fault that Heather made. You married now. Keep them women off around your husband. And their own friend, her social, see, if they're for substances, and Heather knows about it, man. They ain't in on them.
Okay, so, have you been accused by Heather of having with Zimmerman? Okay. Did Tina make any accusations? I mean, Tina probably knows that you're sleeping with Zimmerman, doesn't she? Okay, so none of your girls know that you're sleeping with Heather. You're doing a good game, right? Okay. So.
Ain't that crazy? Yeah. So Heather didn't know it. I thought Heather knew. Well, but still, they need to tell us why did this happen to Audreanna? This giving me, if he the one doing causing all of this, he need to go to jail too.
Heather is aware of the accusations of you having sex with Tina. But her and Tina are still tight cooking fish together. See, that's what blows my mind, man.
Thank you, officer. Thank you. It blows my mind too. This blows my mind. They eat fish and fries together and not knowing that this one right here don't be with the girl that you giving the fries to. He ain't got no good game. You see what the game did? It messed the whole situation. Now he making me think that he do something to Audreanna now. I want me some coffee.
If them two, knowing the accusation there, you still got them over there cooking fish together. Either you got good game or Tina does, because she's playing it off well. So,
he laughing.
You know, me and Rusty sat there and laughed about that all night, but we couldn't figure out how you get away with that, man, because otherwise...
I don't understand how he got away with that either. I don't understand how he got away with this like this. But that Heather knowing what's going on, Heather always in the house. Okay, he ain't in the house all the time. I got it. He's not in the house all the time, but Heather is.
You know, we'd be done. They'd have our cars and our boats and everything else, you know. So you getting away with it.
On May 10th, soon after Tina, Heather, and Brittany were arrested, the police received a letter from an incarcerated man who said he knew who killed Audreanna and what the true motive was for the heinous crime. He stated that several months prior to the murder, he bought an illegal substance from Darren at the Roadway Inn. He alleged that Audreanna was with Darren in the hotel room while the illegal transaction took place. According to him, Heather arrived and threatened Audreanna with a box cutter, reportedly yelling that she would get Audreanna sooner or later. Fortunately, their day in court came sooner rather than later. During the trial, it was revealed that the murder was even more disturbing than police could have imagined. Audreanna had been lured to the trailer by Tina under the guise of rekindling their friendship. When she arrived, Tina used the stun gun on her and dragged her to the bedroom.
What? Wait a minute. Let me back this up a little bit. Just a little bit. I got to hear this. Give me a little bit back. Say what?
Cars and our boats and everything else, you know. So you getting away with it.
On May 10th, soon after Tina, Heather, and Brittany were arrested, the police received a letter from an incarcerated man who said he knew who killed Audreanna and what the true motive was for the heinous crime. He stated that several months prior to the murder, he bought an illegal substance from Darren at the Roadway Inn. He alleged that Audreanna was with Darren in the hotel room while the illegal transaction took place.
So Audreanna is at the hotel with Big Boy. Ain't this something? Well, evidently Heather and what's her name not married. Heather must not be married to Darren. She might not. I don't think she is. She can't. So he big money. This the money man. This is the man. So him and Audreanna was at the hotel together. Heather found out about it. Heather went to the hotel and approached Audreanna with Tina, not knowing that Tina slept with her husband too.
According to him, Heather arrived and threatened Audreanna with a box cutter, reportedly yelling that she would get Audreanna sooner or later. Fortunately, their day in court came sooner rather than later. During the trial, it was revealed that the murder was even more disturbing than police could have imagined. Audreanna had been lured to the trailer by Tina under the guise of rekindling their friendship. When she arrived, Tina used the stun gun on her and dragged her to the bedroom.
So Tina did that. Tina used that stun gun and dragged her to the bedroom. Oh, Tina, a little old crook, huh? Okay.
There, Heather stuffed a sock in her mouth, and Brittany beat her. When they drove her to the woods, Brittany and Tina took turns tasing her until Tina poured gasoline on her and lit her on fire.
Tina! Tina! How is Tina doing all this to Audreanna and she fooling around with the woman man too? Man, that's some crazy junk.
According to Heather, as the fire started, Tina jumped up and down, exclaiming, "Burn, bitch, burn." Tina Brown received a death sentence.
Now she's standing out there talking about burn, burn. Man, they need to get rid of these folks real quick. So she got a death sentence.
For her crimes against her former friend, making her one of only 3 women on Florida's death row. Though Brittany was 16 at the time of the murder, she was sentenced to life in prison. Heather took a plea bargain, testifying against Tina in order to receive only 25 years for the second-degree murder she was convicted of. At the time of this video, Tina has filed a motion to have her death sentence thrown out because of false testimony at her trial. According to Tina
What?
and a witness at the trial, the witness was coerced by Heather to testify that Tina had confessed to her in jail that she was the mastermind behind Audreanna's murder. Heather reportedly threatened the witness, forcing her to say that Heather was present but had nothing to do with the murder. To this day, the former friends are spinning rumors about each other and trying to climb over one another to reach salvation. Only time will tell what the law will do.
Say what? Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Say what? They said at the end. Hold up. Say what?
And Brittany beat her. When they drove her to the woods, Brittany and Tina took turns.
So Brittany, you doing it too. Brittany is Tina. Brittany is Tina. Brittany that's Tina mom. Brittany is Tina's daughter. This girl don't. Tina don't. This is so sad. They ain't got nothing else to do because they have issues.
Turns tasing her until Tina poured gasoline on her and lit her on fire. According to Heather, as the fire started, Tina jumped up and down, exclaiming, "Burn, bitch, burn." Tina Brown.
Why she say that? Oh God, there's some people out here got some serious problems. You jumping up and down while somebody body burn. Tina must have been high. Tina, and then she gonna sit there and cry. Audreanna, come back. Come back alive.
Received a death sentence for her crimes against her former friend, making her one of only 3 women on Florida's death row. Though Brittany was 16 at the time of the murder, she was sentenced to life in prison. Heather took a plea bargain, testifying against Tina in order to receive only 25 years for the second-degree murder she was convicted of. At the time of this video, Tina has filed a motion to have her death sentence thrown out because of false testimony at her trial. According to Tina and a witness at the trial, the witness was coerced by Heather to testify that Tina had confessed to her in jail that she was the mastermind behind Audreanna's murder. Heather reportedly threatened the witness, forcing her to say that Heather was present but had nothing to do with the murder.
So she thinks she's slick. No, you need to stay in jail. You don't need no 25 years. You need to stay in jail. You, the oldest one out the whole bunch, but she has issues. She got some problems going on. Mm. Oh,
This day, the former friends are spinning rumors about each other and trying to climb over one another to reach salvation. Only time will tell what the
Yeah, I'm about to go eat me. All right, shout out to my mom, shout out to my viewers, shout out to everybody out here watching this video. Y'all make some better decisions, okay? If you need help, go get you some help, okay? This just went too far for me. This went too far. Just shame yourself. I'm gone, y'all.